heads will roll. That is a stern message from the Kenya Rugby Union chairman Richard Omwela, who expressed his displeasure with the performance of the national rugby sevens team. Shujaa bagged only one win from 5 games at the 2018 Rugby World Cup Sevens in San Francisco, California. Bernard Ndong, who followed the action for the past 3 days in the United States, sought to find out answers to what possibly went wrong for Shujaa, who finished 16th in the 2014 tournament.
As Kenya made its way back to the changing room after their final game against Japan, their crestfallen faces told the story of a team that was distraught. Shujaa had played 5 games and won only 1. Their last game, a humbling 26-14 loss to Japan. When it rains, it pours, and it seemed for Kenya, their North American tour had been a proper storm. Their performance a far cry from their exploits in the last 2 editions where they reached the semi-finals in the pinnacle of Rugby Sevens. Head coach Innocent Simiyu blamed it on the disruption that affected the team's preparations a month before the World Cup, where he was sacked and then rehired following the controversial masking of Brand Kenya's logo in Paris.
We lost 4 weeks of preparation. We only had 2 weeks to prepare, and if you look at the 2 weeks, it was more to get the boys into a playing condition.
For the players, you need ample time for practice and to focus our preparations on game work, skills and all that. But when we have interruptions in between, then it's so hard to focus on these things.
Kenya's loss to Scotland in the round of 16, where they blew a 26-0 lead with less than 4 minutes to go, was a clear sign that all was not well. Former players who watched the painful defeat believe the loss destabilized the team mentally for the rest of the World Cup.
From then forward, the players have not really been mentally in the games. So our next 2 losses have been similar. We don't start off well, we are not competitive, and that I think is maybe a hang-up from that loss on the day 1.
It looks like the boys were not really settled. Maybe the format change was different for them, and they didn't take the seriousness of being on top right from the word go.
We should not have lost a 26-0 lead. Yeah, maybe that's something we should have guided. Maybe we should have a bit more aggressive in defense, right?
The Kenya Rugby Union chairman Richard Omwela, who watched the team's implosion in San Francisco, said there would be wholesome and far-reaching changes when the team returns home.
Our contracts are now over, the World Cup is over. If we are to enter into new contracts again, we need to really look at every player specifically and to see if they fit into a pattern that we want them to play. Because if we play like this going to the circuit, we're going nowhere.
With the culmination of the 2018 Rugby World Cup Sevens here at the AT&T Park in San Francisco, California, in less than about 4 months, the next World Rugby Sevens series, the big question is, who will face the chop once the team returns back home? Will it be the technical bench will be affected? Will it be some of the players will be affected? Definitely a lot to ponder for the KRU. Bernard Ndong for Citizen Sports in San Francisco, California.